The following program is being brought to you on the Voice America Empowerment Channel. For more information about our network and to check out additional show hosts and topics of interest, please visit voiceamericaempowerment.com. The Voice America Talk Radio Network is the worldwide leader in live Internet talk radio. Visit voiceamerica.com. The views and ideas expressed on the following program are strictly those of the host or guests and do not necessarily reflect the views and ideas held by the Voice America Talk Radio Network, its staff, and management.
Welcome to Dr. MaryOz's Radical Change Now radio program. Today you will learn how to combine healing and the law of attraction to better your own life in mere weeks. Join us on our journey, which starts right now. Here's your host, Dr. MaryOz.
Hi, welcome to the Radical Change Now show. And I'm really excited to join up with you guys again. And this week we will be wrapping up our 4-week series on radical change with the healing power of Ho'oponopono. There's a few things I've come to love and appreciate about Ho'oponopono, and I'd like to share them with you so that you know them and you can remember them. So you might want to jot these things down. Even though we've talked about them, I want you to really leave today's call thinking about them. So one of the things that's great about Ho'oponopono is it's really easy. We've talked about it's so easy, a 6-year-old or younger can actually do it. I'm sure you've been able to gather from our stories that Ho'oponopono is really powerful. But one of the messages I haven't driven home so clearly that I want to do today as we wrap up our Ho'oponopono series is that Ho'oponopono is for everyone, right? It can help us in so many different areas of our life. Actually, everyone can benefit from Ho'oponopono. It's not just for people that are sad or depressed or have anxiety. It's for everyone. And one of the great things about Ho'oponopono is that you can apply it to so many different aspects of your life. We've talked about health, money, love, relationships, self-love. And it's also really important to remember Ho'oponopono is about inner work. So we're never using Ho'oponopono to change others, to clean on others, or to clear on others. Ho'oponopono is always an inside job. It's always about inner work. So you have heard a lot of stories about Ho'oponopono and healing. I'm sure you remember Penny's story about how Ho'oponopono emotionally saved her, and Suzanne's story about how Ho'oponopono helped her release paralyzing anxiety so that she can feel amazing to feel amazing. We talked about how Ho'oponopono can help you heal relationships, improve relationships, self-love, and we even have had some great money stories. So today, for the series, I have one last Ho'oponopono story that I saved to give to you today. And this story still amazes me. And to be quite honest with you, I'm a little leery to share it with you. Because when I share it with you, I think you're going to say, did that really happen? So the first thing I want to share with you is every story that we've shared in the last 4 weeks is totally true, not fabricated, not exaggerated. And even the quick turnaround and the results that people are getting, I've asked people to be super honest about the time frame. But I have a story, and this is a story from Jackie, and Jackie gave me permission to share this, and it's about a physical healing. So it's the only Ho'oponopono story that's really big about physical healing, but I do want to share it with you today. So I've shared with you guys that we had this 3-hour Ho'oponopono workshop, and it was very powerful. And after we did a few workshops, we decided to invite some of the women to come on a monthly basis so that we could Ho'oponopono together. And this one particular week, there was about 5 or 6 women in the group. And Jackie came to the group, and Jackie was sad. And Jackie always came in bubbly, but this particular day she was sad. So we asked her what was the matter. And she shared with us that she had been to the gynecologist and she got some bad news, that they actually had found some cancer in her that they wanted to remove in 14 days. So kind of just like Ho'oponoponoing in the spirit of healing, we decided to use the tapping technique that we've been talking about for the last few shows and find a way that Jackie could use it for physical healing. So we decided as a group that we would all tap on a body part. And Jackie was going to tap on the body part that she had the cancer in. So we did it together that week, that evening actually, and Jackie went home and continued to tap for the next 14 days. And I know I had talked to her, she tapped with belief and openness. So 14 days later, she goes back to the doctor. She has this surgery done. She has this cancer removed, this little bit of cancer. And the doctor sends her home and says, just go home and rest for the day. You'll be fine tomorrow. Come back in a couple of weeks. So Jackie goes home, and I hate to be a little graphic, but it's the only way to tell this story. Jackie goes home. She's supposed to be resting. She's resting. At one point, she has to go into the ladies' room. And while she's in the ladies' room, something released from her body, like a black mass was released from her body. So she said to herself, wow, I think the doctor should have told me about this. So she calls the doctor, and she tells the doctor what happened. And the doctor says to her, I don't know what came out of your body, and I don't exactly know what you're talking about, but I can tell you whatever came out of your body has nothing to do with the surgery, the removal of the cancer that we did today. So, Jackie really believed that it was the tapping and the healing power of Ho'oponopono that released further infection, further cancer from her body. So that is our physical healing story. So if anyone's out there and wondering, can Ho'oponopono help you in a physical way, I also know through Dr. Joe Vitale that other people have had physical healing with Ho'oponopono. So let's do a really quick recap before we dive deep with some coaching. In week 1, we talked about how powerful, easy, and painless Ho'oponopono is. I challenged you to take that 30-day challenge, look for your positive, unexpected twist. And Penny shared with us how everything can change from the inside out. Week 2, we had Dr. Joe Vitale. We had his time and attention for an entire hour. He generously, lovingly shared with us about Dr. Hugh Lin, mourner, taking total responsibility, memory versus inspiration. He talked to us about miracles and at zero, and he even offered us a free gift. So if you missed that, just go back to the second show of Radical Change Now, and you can get your free gift from Dr. Joe Vitale. And then on week 3, we also did some coaching together. We focused on what it takes to break through our money and love blocks. We learned about advanced Ho'oponopono, and we identified what areas in your life that you want healing the most. Suzanne joined us and shared how Ho'oponopono has profoundly affected not only her life, but her family and her marriage, and even her family business. We talked a lot that day about how a lot of my clients are not only Ho'oponoponoing, but they're tapping. And when they're combining Ho'oponopono and our unique tapping strategy, they're getting fast results. So all of this is a great start to discovering what the healing power of Ho'oponopono can bring to your life. In fact, if you're feeling like you can wrap your head around all of what we've been sharing, you might be ready to take the next step. And the next step is when you join us and we either work with you with a coach or in one of our programs, and we literally take you by the hand and we teach you how to Ho'oponopono in an open and trusting way. We teach you how to tap with our unique approach. And I do want to mention that our tapping is not what's called EFT. So a lot of people think of tapping as emotional freedom technique. Our technique is not emotional freedom technique. It's a particular tapping strategy that we use with Ho'oponopono. So we're willing to come and take you by the hand, and whether it's a one-on-one coaching or you want to be in one of our group coachings, we want to help you get the same results that you've been hearing on the show. But let's talk about, why is this all working? Let's talk about why are the 4 statements so powerful? And really, I think of Ho'oponopono as a prayer of surrender. When we are surrendering with, I love you, I thank you, please forgive me, I'm sorry, we're really focusing on positive words and feelings of high vibration. And all of this works when we are open, we believe, and trust. And what we found from teaching so many people Ho'oponopono through our classes and our coaching is that honestly, you can Ho'oponopono and you will get results. You will get positive, unexpected twist. But if you want to get the fast results and the results that we've been presenting on the show, you actually kind of want to have like a coach. Just like when we want to lose weight, we have a weight loss coach, or if we want to train in the gym, we do better when we have a personal trainer. So what we find is most people on their own don't get the results that we've been talking about until you combine the unique strategy tapping that we teach everyone. So if it's okay with you, I'd like to have a coaching moment. So grab some pen and paper and let's do a little work together. So my first question that I want you to think about right now is, what healing in your life do you want the most? Is it a healing in a relationship? Is it a spouse? Is it a child? Is it a sibling? Is it a family member? Is it a coworker? Is it something to do with yourself? Is it an old relationship or a recent relationship but it maybe didn't make it? But write down 3 areas in your life where you would like to see the radical results that we have been presenting to you. And once you have 3 areas, I want you to look at those 3 areas, and I want you to actually decide which one of the 3 areas do you care about the most. If you were going to share a Ho'oponopono story on our Radical Change show, which I'm more than happy to have you guys come and do that, which of those areas in your life, which story would you be most happy about? So pick one, circle it, and I'd like you to be Ho'oponoponoing on that this week. But now that you picked an area, I want you to think about everything we've been sharing with you about Ho'oponopono and our tapping technique. Are you interested in this healing, or are you committed? So if you want this healing to happen, you have to be open, you have to trust, and you have to believe. And don't worry if those are 3 words that you're saying, I'm not quite there, because most people aren't there when they start. But are you interested, or are you committed? And if you want radical change, we really teach you and show you how to be committed. And not only be committed, but be committed while you're being supported. So where are you at with this healing that you want? Could you use some support, guidance, and key word, accountability, right? So you may want the healing, but sometimes our unconscious beliefs or our limiting beliefs can get in the way, and we set off on a good path, but then it gets interrupted, and we kind of don't push through when we need to push through. So could you use some support, guidance, and accountability with the healing that you're looking for? Are you interested or ready to become a part of a healing transformational community? My main purpose for doing this entire Radical Change show is let's bring the power of Ho'oponopono healing to the world. So let's build a community of people that are open to healing and transformation and that want to support. You know, one of the things we find in our coaching classes and one-on-one coaching is that, you know, we talk a lot about alignment. And in order for alignment to work, you have to have your head, your heart, and your gut aligned. And some people can do their head, but not their heart. Some people can get their head and heart aligned, but then the gut isn't there. And we help you with all of that. We don't let anybody stay stuck in that. We've got some amazing ways to push you through that. And maybe Ho'oponopono isn't really resonating with you, but who do you know that could use this kind of help? Do you know anyone in your life that needs to take total responsibility for their own life? Do you know anyone who needs help with alignment, either with their head, their heart, or their gut, like we just talked about? Do you have a family member or friend or someone you love that would like more inspiration in their life? They need to move away from some painful memories, and they would do better with inspiration. And do you know anybody who's ready to build a bigger, brighter, better future? Because that's what we help our clients do. And hopefully you've received that message by listening to the stories that have been shared on the show. So now I want you to pick up your pen and paper again, and I want you to write down 3 reasons for you or someone you know that could benefit from what we've been discussing. Think about all the benefits of the guests that we've had. And we have 2 more guests coming up on the show today, Coach Stephanie and Chrissy. And they're going to share some powerful stories with you. If you're interested in joining our program, we've made it really easy for you. Today, I'm just going to tell you, your best bet is call Coach Sam at 1-833-447-CHANGE. And maybe you just want to have a conversation with Sam if you're not quite ready to join the program. But we're here, we're ready to help you, we're ready to guide you. You just have to reach out and say you're ready. Now, what happens if you actually don't like group work, right? Maybe you say, Dr. Mary, I love what you're teaching. And this sounds really exciting, but I'm not that comfortable with group work. Well, we also have our one-on-one coaches, right? So you can sign up with one of our coaches, and you don't have to join the coaching group, you can actually work with one of our coaches one-on-one. And what if you want to actually become a Ho'oponopono and Law of Attraction coach? Well, we have a program for that as well. Today we're going to talk to Coach Steffi. The other day we spoke to Coach Penny. These are women that came into the program and they learned the material so well, they're applying it in their life that they're now teaching it to other people. So another quick question before we end our first segment today and take a commercial break. What do you want to do with all this knowledge of Ho'oponopono and radical change that you learned about in the last few weeks? What are you going to actually do with it? So I want to let you know on October 7th, if you're in Long Island, we have actually a local Ho'oponopono event. It's our first big hotel event. It's at the Ronkonkoma Marriott. Everyone who's local or wants to attend, we've got seats. We'd love to have you. And you can also always sign up for a free Ho'oponopono strategy session. And that, of course, is by calling Coach Sam. Now, what I really want you guys to do is make sure you hear the message that with Ho'oponopono healing, you can really get to the point when you combine it with Law of Attraction. That's what we're going to move into in our next month, our next segment. You can be, do, and have anything you want. And we take you by the hand and we help you get there. So we're here for you and we would love to help you. So we're going to take a commercial break, but let me tell you what's going to happen when you come back. We have Coach Stephanie joining us. And one of the things I'm super excited about with Coach Stephanie is she's so young. She's a whopping 22 years old. She's been Ho'oponoponoing since she's 18. She's 22 years old, and she's going to share a very vulnerable story with us about how she made a big mistake. And she leaned on Ho'oponopono. And by leaning on the Ho'oponopono, the big mistake turned into this really valuable life lesson and turned into creating a new pattern in her life where she finds it easier to not stress and be anxious and nervous. And she now finds it easier to not stress. So stay tuned. Be sure to come back with us as we come back to the Radical Change Now in just a few moments.
We're on Facebook, along with some of the greatest minds of the world, and that includes you. Visit us on Facebook at Voice America Empowerment.
Dr. MaryOz's Radical Change Coaching Program will help you set a healing foundation in your life and teach you how to manifest more of what you want. Are you ready to get the results and radical change you have been longing for too long? Very often our clients tell us that this is the most powerful coaching they have ever received. Come join us and start living life with more results, more love, more wealth, health, and peace, as well as inspiration. For more information, call Coach Sam at 1-833-447-CHANGE.
Have you had a chance to check out Voice America's online magazine and blog, Press Pass? If you love our hosts and shows, check out articles that give an even deeper perspective, plus topics about health and fitness, movie reviews, philosophy, business tips and tactics, spirituality, positive thought, current events, and even more about your favorite host. It's just a click away at vapresspass.com. That's vapresspass.com. VA Press Pass by Voice America. All access, all the time.
Need help deciding if our Radical Change coaching program is right for you? Apply for a free strategy session with one of our coaches. Be prepared to dive deep and identify the areas in life in which you need healing and transformation. Together, we will clarify how to close the gap from where you are to where you want to be and discover what's possible now. How would it feel to get big changes in less than 30 days for you, your loved ones, and your business? Apply now by calling Coach Sam at 1-833-447-CHANGE or visit us at radicalchangenow.com.
Take us on the go. It's even easier now. The Voice America Talk Radio Network has launched our mobile app for iPhone, Android, or BlackBerry. Visit the Apple iTunes App Store, BlackBerry App World, or Android Market to download the app powered by Aircast. It's free and no registration is necessary. In minutes, you could be enjoying your favorite Voice America Talk Radio host, no matter where you are, in the car, out and about, while traveling, or anytime you can't be close to your computer. Catch up on the archives you've missed or discover new shows on the spot. Search Voice America at your favorite app store.
Find out what makes the most successful people tick. keep listening to the Voice America Empowerment Channel. VoiceAmericaEmpowerment.com.
You are listening to Radical Change Now with Dr. Mary Oz. If you'd like to participate in our discussion today, the phone lines are open. Reach us at 1-888-346-9141. That's 1-888-346-9141. Let's get back to Radical Change Now. Here again is Dr. Mary Oz.
So, Stephanie, welcome to Radical Change Now.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, I'm so excited that you're here today. First of all, I love that you're one of our coaches and you've gone through all 3 levels of our program. And I'm excited that you know about Ho'oponopono at such a young age and you've really learned how to combine Ho'oponopono and law of attraction. And today, you've been invited to come and share a really vulnerable story that really changed things for you. And I'm just so happy that you said yes and that you are courageous enough. Yes, and that you are courageous enough to share your story with us today. So tell us about this powerful story that we have called The Big Mistake, but that Ho'oponopono has protected you.
Yeah, I mean, the story actually for me is so big that we do have a title for it. It's called The Big Mistake. It's true, it's very vulnerable, and honestly, it's kind of hard for me to tell, but I decided to tell it on the show because I just feel that it's really important for everyone to know how Ho'oponopono can help in any situation. So I'm going to try to make a really long story short, but me and my mother are super close, and we very rarely fight. And I hadn't been feeling well. She had a busy day in the city, and we had a total miscommunication. So I was already in bed, not feeling well, and I had to be up for work in a couple of hours. And she thought I was picking her up at the train station, which apparently I said yes to, and I was just so out of it I didn't realize I had said yes. So I get behind the wheel of my car, driving, and totally upset, not in the right frame of mind, and I actually ended up passing a slow vehicle that had stopped at a yellow light, and I went past him going through the yellow light. And so a cop saw the whole thing, and he was watching me, and I guess you could say we were both having a bad day. So he pulled me over, I rolled down my window, and the next thing I knew it, he was, like, screaming at me. And I was just trying to be super respectful. I didn't know what to do. I obviously messed up, and I just wanted to cry because I didn't know how to get him to stop yelling. But instead of crying, I just turned to Ho'oponopono, and I said it inside my head, and eventually, the yelling stopped. He went back, and he actually had me pulled over on the side of the road for 2 hours.
Wow,
at, like,
2
a really
hours?
Yeah, 2 hours in the middle of the night, and my mom, coming in from the city, she had to take a cab to her car, and then she had to come find me on the side of the road. And we sat there and we Ho'oponopono together. And at the end of the 2 hours, he actually gave me a fax ticket that, believe it or not, was longer than my SUV.
So wait a minute, a fax ticket? What do you mean by a fax ticket?
I mean, I guess I've never gotten a ticket before. This was my first ticket, but it was as if a long piece of paper, the best way to describe it is just kind of thin and long, not separate ones,
So
it was
almost like a rolled
paper longer than my car.
Oh my gosh, like it was rolled up, but it went longer than your car.
Yeah, exactly. That's a great way to explain it.
Wow.
Yeah, and this ticket, or massive amount of tickets, totally jeopardized my license, and I had to go to court. So having this happen...
Not a good night, right?
No,
right, Steffi?
definitely
not a good night
at all. Especially when you're already not feeling well. And I'm not used to being in trouble. It's not me. I felt so bad, and I was so upset. I had to call in sick from work. There was no way I was going to be able to go to work and not just start hysterical crying. So, and I was totally scared to drive, was not in a good place. So automatically I knew this is a time to really test out the healing power of Ho'oponopono. So I definitely leaned on Ho'oponopono, and I really knew that my mindset, how I viewed the whole thing, would cause the right outcome. So I was doing basic Ho'oponopono and advanced Ho'oponopono every single morning. And after a couple of days, I had news that my boyfriend's family friend, John, had gotten an amazing lawyer, and he wanted us to meet up. And we did, and, it clicked perfectly, so it was time to go to court. So the first court date, my mom and I went in, and before, the DA came in, we were just Ho'oponoponoing, and we actually got pretty good results. The first DA recommended a driving course with a pretty hefty parking ticket, but we were totally okay with that, and to come on a second court day after I completed the course. On the second court date, we had a completely different DA who wanted to change the entire thing we had planned out, and he didn't really like anything that we had planned. So immediately, my mom and I had to start Ho'oponoponoing again because it was starting to go downhill. But after a few minutes, the judge called me up, and he decided to accept the driving course and, believe it or not, actually go with a much lower parking ticket than the first DA had offered. And we had no points on my license. So that was incredible. I mean, they definitely took into account, my clean driving record, and which the second DA did not want to account for. But I really believe all of this happened because Ho'oponopono really put me in a place of, peace, love, and total forgiveness because I was so sorry for, what I had done that night.
Wow. So let's just do a quick recap. So you're having a bad night, you're not feeling well, you get behind a wheel of the car and you make a mistake, cop sees you. You end up with this ticket that's longer than your car. And you decide to rely on Ho'oponopono. And at first it was working, and then it looked like it was going to shift, and you started to Ho'oponopono again. And then you end up with this result, right, which is you had no points, a ticket with less money than you thought, and they accepted your class that you took.
Exactly.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean,
that's amazing.
Exactly, yeah. I mean, I felt completely protected, and now I know there's no reason to worry, and it was so crazy. I'm so glad it all happened how it did, because now I know not to worry, because that was definitely a big one.
Yeah, and like you said, you never get in trouble, so you never even had a ticket or a parking ticket before.
No, that was my first time ever getting pulled over.
Wow, this was really big. Well, thank you for sharing that, and I love that it worked out well for you.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
So I know you've been Ho'oponoponoing for 4 years. You had shared that with me. So what do you love about Ho'oponopono the most?
I mean, I absolutely love that Ho'oponopono allows me to live in inspiration rather than memory or some pretty negative memories, like that driving ticket. It definitely took me from worry and doubt to strength and confidence. I know it's there to lean on, as you can tell from my previous story. I feel relief and super protective. And what else? I mean, for that protection story, what I was doing was advanced Ho'oponopono. So I would say, I love you with all my heart. I thank you for keeping me safe that night. Please forgive me for putting the other drivers in danger, and I'm so sorry for doing it in the first place.
Wow. So, we have talked about advanced Ho'oponopono on the show, and that's a beautiful example of how you took the I love you for, I thank you for, please forgive me, I'm sorry for. And, I feel like the words that you chose, they're just like you said, I'm a good girl, I'm never in trouble, I'm sorry I put other people's lives in danger, thank you for keeping me safe. It's just those are the words that resonated with you. So were you actually saying advanced Ho'oponopono on the way to the court or something in the car? I could imagine you doing that.
Oh my gosh, I was saying it this was a whole 2 to 2.5 month ordeal. So I was doing this on the way to work every day.
Wow.
I was doing this when we were going to go to meet up with that lawyer. And I was, I was definitely doing it on the way to court,
Right.
So that was something I leaned on all the time was advanced Ho'oponopono and kind of making the sentences work for what had happened.
Mm-hmm. So would you say Ho'oponopono makes you feel more peaceful and safe?
Oh, definitely. I mean, if I feel that I'm in danger or if I'm not sure of like the surroundings, I'm always Ho'oponoponoing, and it really makes me feel just more peaceful.
Very cool. So I know you have a unique way that you make sure you Ho'oponopono every day. Tell us how you do that.
So I learned in the Radical Change Now course to set a positive trigger. So for me, that was every time I was driving to work. So, every time I'm driving, I'm either Ho'oponoponoing or applying a different technique that you taught me. But I'm not only doing that when negative things happen, I'm doing it every day. Even if it's a great day, I'm in a good mood, I'm Ho'oponoponoing. So I use basic Ho'oponopono, advanced Ho'oponopono, and one of those techniques you taught me, the won't it be cool technique. So, I'll do basic, advanced, and then I'll go into an example is, won't it be cool when Ho'oponopono helps my business take off?
Wow, very nice.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
I'm listening to you share and speak, and I'm thinking, wow, Steffi, really, it's not just that you learned the course. It's like you learned it, you applied it, and I hear that you even embodied the course, right?
Oh,
it's
of course, yeah.
This isn't just knowledge you learned. It's like you've embodied it, you're living it, and it's changing you from like anxious and nervousness to calmness and peace at 22.
Yeah,
right?
no, I mean, honestly,
that.
I would say it's a lifestyle now.
Wow, I love that. Oh, I like that. Ho'oponopono, the new lifestyle.
Exactly.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So is it fair to say that Ho'oponopono has helped you at work and in your business?
Oh, definitely. Ho'oponopono has helped me with jobs I've had and in work. But honestly, it really helped me when I started my food blog called Bonnie and Chai. After a while, I felt inspired to make Bonnie and Chai into a food media business because it was just something I was so passionate about. And
nice.
I really just wanted that to be my main goal. So within a couple of weeks of that realization, I started just totally random, but I mean, I know it's from Ho'oponopono. I started partnering up with other people in their businesses and really building my dream business in food media.
Wow.
Yeah.
I can hear the passion in you.
Oh, thank you.
So you have this business, Bonnie and Chai, and it's all around food media and like blogging and things like that. Do you have a place where people can check out your Bonnie and Chai?
Oh, definitely. You can check me out on Instagram, the @ and it's BANIANDCHAI.
Okay, very cool. In fact, I'm one of your followers on Instagram, and you must have some really good photography skills because when I follow you on Instagram, you have the most amazing pictures of food, and I see them, and like my mouth waters for that delicious looking food. And sometimes even you take a picture on the fork, and the bite just looks amazing.
Yeah,
and I
love
say to
those
myself,
shots.
"Oh, I got to go out to a fancy restaurant right now because you make it look so delicious."
Thank you.
So tell us one more time so people can get it. How do they get in touch with you if they want to check out these food pictures?
Oh, yeah, of course. You can follow my Instagram at Bonnie and Chai, or you can check out my website at www.BANIANDCHAI.com.
Very nice. So what would you like our listeners to know? We've got a minute or two left before we bring Chrissy on the show. What would you like our listeners to know about the big mistake resolved perfectly or anything to do with Ho'oponopono?
Yeah, the big mistake resolved perfectly. That is believe it or not, our new name for the story. It started off as the big mistake, and through Ho'oponopono and through all those techniques you taught me, it turned into the big mistake resolved perfectly. But
wow.
Like you said, I started Ho'oponoponoing when I was 18, and honestly, it wasn't that I started Ho'oponopono because things weren't going well. I actually did it because things were going fine, and I just loved learning about Ho'oponopono. So things were going pretty well for me. The thing I struggled with was anxiety and worrying a lot. Like, I would just focus on problems that I could focus on the problems, and they would just not really be real. I would just be worried about things that can go wrong instead of enjoying the things around me.
The anxiety was catching up with you.
Exactly, yeah. And with Ho'oponopono, it just created the right path for me. I met the right people at the right time. Perfect timing actually happens a lot for me. And I just know now that I'm protected and that I have nothing to worry about.
Very cool.
Yeah,
Very
for me
cool.
to say I have nothing to worry about is actually a lot.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I love your story. We have 1 quick minute. Is there anything else you want us to know before I take us to another commercial?
Honestly, just that, Ho'oponopono is a great place to start with. It's great to clean, clear, and erase on all those negative things going on, and positive, But learning how to combine Ho'oponopono with the law of attraction is what has made all the difference to me. Like starting off with Ho'oponopono to help heal, and then going to the law of attraction and knowing how to attract the things you want in life has made such a difference, in my life.
After you heal, right? Heal first and then attract.
That's the big thing. If you kind of go straight into the law of attraction, it's so hard to attract the things you want because you're still so focused on some of those negative memories.
Right. Well said, Steffi. Well said, Coach Terry. Steffi, well, thank you for joining us on our show today. Thank you for being the lovely Steffi. I'm going to encourage people to check out Bonnie and Chai. It's an awesome Instagram and an awesome site. So thank you for coming on the show. And to our listeners,
for having me.
Yes, thank you, Steffi. To our listeners, don't go anywhere. When we come back, Chrissy is going to join us. And Chrissy has a very powerful story about a devastating loss. And she's going to share with us how even though the loss is so great, she found a way to allow Ho'oponopono and the law of attraction to help her heal so that she can not only heal for herself, but she could heal for her children as well. So make sure you come back and hear our final segment for today.
This is the home of the top life coaches, entrepreneurs, and success drivers. The Voice America Empowerment Channel.
Need help deciding if our Radical Change coaching program is right for you? Apply for a free strategy session with one of our coaches. Be prepared to dive deep and identify the areas in life in which you need healing and transformation. Together, we will clarify how to close the gap from where you are to where you want to be and discover what's possible now. How would it feel to get big changes in less than 30 days for you, your loved ones, and your business? Apply now by calling Coach Sam at 1-833-447-CHANGE or visit us at radicalchangenow.com.
Have you had a chance to check out Voice America's online magazine and blog, Press Pass? If you love our hosts and shows, check out articles that give an even deeper perspective. Plus topics about health and fitness, movie reviews, philosophy, business tips and tactics, spirituality, positive thought, current events, and even more about your favorite host. It's just a click away at vapresspass.com. That's vapresspass.com. VA Press Pass by Voice America. All access, all the time.
Dr. MaryOz's Radical Change coaching program will help you set a healing foundation in your life and teach you how to manifest more of what you want. Are you ready to get the results and radical change you have been longing for too long? Very often our clients tell us that this is the most powerful coaching they have ever received. Come join us and start living life with more results, more love, more wealth, health, and peace, as well as inspiration. For more information, call Coach Sam at 1-833-447-CHANGE.
Follow the Voice America Talk Radio Network on Twitter. We're at Voice America TRN. You'll get the latest fix on what's happening with our shows, this week's featured guests, and general happenings that you should know about at the Voice America Talk Radio Network. Now you don't have to miss anything when you're away from your home or office. Just go to twitter.com/Voice America TRN or follow along with us at Voice America TRN, the Voice America Talk Radio Network. We're on the cutting edge of social media. Can you keep up?
Build a better business. Achieve that goal. Make good on that resolution. The Voice America Empowerment Channel. It's your world. Motivate, change, succeed.
You are listening to Radical Change Now with Dr. Mary Oz. If you'd like to participate in our discussion today, the phone lines are open. Reach us at 1-888-346-9141. That's 1-888-346-9141. Let's get back to Radical Change Now. Here again is Dr. Mary Oz.
So welcome, Chrissy, to Radical Change Now. Thank you for being on our show today. And I appreciate that you actually are feeling strong enough to come on our show today and really share such a powerful, vulnerable story. I know that the healing power of Ho'oponopono has really helped you and your children heal in some really profound ways. So I'm really honored that you're here and that you're courageous enough to share your story. So can you tell us how Ho'oponopono has helped you and your children heal?
Yeah, I mean, it's not something that I've been able to talk freely about, but I believe that I had a spiritual healing, and, since that's happened, I've been able to move forward and be able to talk about it a little bit more. I was going through a really rough time. I was really angry with God and always questioning, the why me kind of thing. I spent a lot of time blaming other people for things that may have happened in my life. And, just through really bad times. I was going through a difficult divorce. So I'm a single mom. I have 4 children. And just the pressures and stress of, the family life and just trying to keep up with them. And it was just really draining. But then, we had trauma to the family, and it wasn't something that we were prepared for or that we could ever be prepared for. My daughter, Julia, passed away in a car accident. She's 19 years old, and it's just over 2 years now. But I think for myself, I can't really explain the emotional state that I was in or that the kids were in. We were completely devastated, and I really just needed to pick myself up for the sake of my kids, and they had already lost so much in their lives. So I needed to find something that I could believe in. I wasn't religious or spiritual in any way, and I so badly wanted to connect with Julia after she passed, and I needed to find my inner strength as well. So I really believe that my first purpose with the Ho'oponopono was to connect with my daughter and to find the inner strength to keep going.
Wow. So, first of all, so I'm so sorry for your loss. People talk about it all the time. Is like, as a mom or a dad, if I ever lost my child, I don't think I could survive. So, I mean, I just honor you for being able to come and share your story and really look at the whole bigger picture and be able to be here today. So I thank you for that.
No, thank you. I'm grateful for everything that you taught me, through Ho'oponopono. I did find that there are things that I didn't even know that I needed. And through the prayers and the tapping, I found that my energy changed. And with my energy changing, I found that I saw like an energy shift in the house. And I felt that it carried over to the kids. So even though they weren't Ho'oponoponoing with me, they were still feeling the effects of it. So the shift was obvious to me, and we just so much closer now than we had ever been before.
Wow, that's amazing. So, sometimes in class when people share heavy stuff or people share an amazing result, we kind of just like to take a deep breath of appreciation. So right now on the call, maybe you and I could just do that together, right?
Absolutely.
So it's a quick breath in and then a quick breath out. And I just think so I'm listening to your answers and I'm thinking this is a pain nobody ever wants. It was unexpected. Yeah. It happened. You already had a lot of tough stuff going on. And then you come to the class and, I just have so much admiration for you that you were able to acknowledge, I have to get myself back up. I got to if this is going to help me pick myself up, I got to get back to some form of at least wholeness that I can show up for my kids and help them heal too. Right?
Right.
I mean, I just honor you for knowing that, seeing that, and then being open enough to say, maybe this Ho'oponopono healing tapping thing, law of attraction is going to help. Because I used to be in the class when I was teaching you, and I'd kind of have a special eye on you. I hope Chrissy is applying all this and processing this, because sometimes we teach things that were probably tough for you to tie together. right?
Yes,
Based on what you were going through. And I watched you like stick it out. So I'm so glad that you did that. And for you, I guess I imagine you know, on a daily basis, you look at your kids and how they've come so far in their healing, and then you probably feel a lot of relief for that.
Absolutely. I mean, the poor kids have been through divorce and losing their sister and just so many traumatic events that people don't have in a lifetime. So they really, you know, have done so much better and healed through me.
Yeah, and I know we had talked about the show before you came on, and you were really sharing with me very clearly, like somehow coming to the group helped you find something bigger, like connect with God spiritually, which then allowed you to find a new way to connect with Julia, which is what you wanted so badly, right?
Definitely.
That you can connect with her spiritually now.
Absolutely.
In a way that's perfect. Yeah. So I also know that you are a daily Ho'oponopono and tapper, as we call it. Have you found the 3-step Ho'oponopono Express Action Plan to be helpful with this healing that you experienced?
Absolutely. I write cards often. I go through them, you know, every so often. I add new ones. And I think I started with you maybe 18 months ago. I have about 500 cards already. So, and when they come true, I put a happy face on them and move them to the pile.
As a form
when
of
I first
appreciation,
started,
right?
like I said, my most important thing was to connect with Julia. So one of my cards said that, you know, I want to know that Julia hears me and that she's okay. You know, I had a really difficult time letting go, knowing that, you know, that she's okay. So it was really important for me to know that. So I wrote that on a card, and I have to say, the following week, I got a phone call from a friend who told me that they went to a medium, and Julia came through, and she specifically said, "Please tell my mom that I'm okay." So I was, like, amazed at what she said, and I still get, to this day, I've probably had like 6 or 7 phone calls from people who are friends and even people that I just acquaintance with that may have said, like, I had a dream of Julia. She told me she wanted you to know that she's okay. So I've had several different people give me the same message, and the message was so clear because that's what I put in my cards, what I needed to know. And then another one that I had put down was that I needed to feel her presence. So, you know, that was important to me, too. I needed to feel that she was with me. And I know it sounds kind of silly, but we spent a lot of time in the car listening to music. And when I hear the songs, you know, when she first passed, I would cry. It would be very traumatic for me. You know, I would do drives that we used to do and listen to them. But, you know, now as a song comes on and I start to sing it, I can feel her energy and my hair on my arms stand up and I can feel it in my legs. So, again, another, you know, Ho'opono tapping card that I used was to feel her presence. So, you know, to me, that's everything. That's, you know, right there I learned and, you know, I achieved my goal. So, you know, for that, I'm eternally grateful.
So, you know, a couple of things. You said a lot in there. And first of all, I don't think anything you shared is silly, right? So I just want to confirm that for you. I think everything you're sharing is just pure, honest reactions, part of healing, and, you know, part of a mother's grief of, I had my child, she's not here, and I want to be connected with you somehow. So I don't think any of it's silly. But what I also love, though, is that, you know, we were talking about how you came to group, you connected with God, and you wanted a way to connect with Julia, and you found that. But what a blessing, right, that she, too, found a way to get a message to you, right?
Exactly.
The message of, I mean, it had to bring you some healing and lift your heart to get her message from her saying, you know, I'm okay. Be strong, Mom. I'm okay. And that not through one person, right, but through several people. You mentioned like 5 or 6 people. So it's so clear and it was so specific, right?
Exactly. And none of these messages were given to me before I started tapping. So I contributed to the tapping. It happened a week later, and it continues to happen.
Wow. I know. I love that. I mean, I think sometimes it's got to be hard for people to believe that we're talking about so much radical change, so much radical healing so quickly that, you know, it's kind of hard for the brain to believe it all. But, you know, I also wanted to say I was listening to you, and I believe that when you tap on your cards and you write your cards, right, that it sounds to me like you were really specific, right? I think you said, like, I want to have a dream of her. I want to feel her presence, right? So when you're using our tapping technique, it sounded like you really heard the teaching that we did on, let those cards be specific and real. So I love that you took the material from the class and really applied it. Yes,
definitely. Very specific. Especially when it comes to that and my needing to hear from her.
Yep, I love that. So I know you've taken our Get Radical Change coaching program, and I know you have successfully spent time and energy on learning how to combine Ho'oponopono and the law of attraction. Are there any other stories or things that you want to share with us related to that?
Oh, yeah. As I had said earlier, I was going through a rough divorce, and I was having a really difficult time getting the child support from my ex-husband, and I felt like a bill collector. I was constantly asking and nagging, and I became really frustrated and angry with him, and I ended up texting him something nasty, and, after I sent it, I kind of took a step back and I, thought that's not really good to put out there. And I did remember what I had learned in the program and realized that would be a great time to make a card and Ho'oponopono tap on it. So I did write a card and I wrote, specific again, I want my child support on the first of the month without asking for it. It was very specific and I tapped on it for a few minutes. I went to bed. And when I woke up, I found an envelope in my mailbox, and inside the envelope there were 10 child support payment checks for the rest of the year. So that totally blew me away. That was extremely unexpected, but I did put it out there. It's not typical of his behavior to do something like that, and that really got me.
Well, I remember when you came to class on a Monday night and you shared that with us. And, if I understand your schedule a little bit, I think and first of all, anyone could get frustrated, send a text and be like, oh my gosh, I shouldn't have done that, right? So how natural and real is that? But it was late at night when you tapped, went to bed around 10 or 11, and I believe you're a school teacher and you got up early the next morning. So something like 7 hours later, this envelope shows up.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's quick.
Exactly. And it's so out of character. We've been separated and divorced over 5 years. So, that never happened. And, again, it was the next morning. Like you said, it was 7 hours later. So it completely blew me away.
Wow, I love it. So we got about 3 minutes left before we end our show today. So I want to get 2 more questions in for you. So what actions did you take and commit to while in the coaching course that were super helpful to you?
Well, I think in the beginning I was a little skeptical that it would work, but I definitely always came to class with an open mind and always anxious and ready, ready to try something new. And I think for me, you can get lost in your daily living, so I made sure that I put it into a schedule. So I do my Ho'oponopono and tapping every single morning, and I spend about 5 to 6 minutes on it before I do anything else. So, it's Ho'oponopono, then go brush my teeth. So I make sure that it's in there because once my day gets going, I don't want to forget. So that was really helpful for me.
So you definitely attended class regularly, you listened, you learned, you applied, and even when it wasn't easy, I think the audience can understand that today you pushed through. And would you say we were there to support you?
Oh, absolutely. Always.
Yeah. So the last question is, before we end the show today, what advice, Chrissy, do you have for our listeners today when it comes to Ho'oponopono?
Well, I think, like I said, just to have an open mind and that it really can completely change your life and can create amazing radical changes. So I'm glad that I took the course and I learned a lot of new techniques that were helpful for me and my kids. And I've been, talking to my own family, my parents and stuff. And I just always look forward to being held accountable and being supported by the group. And it's really been an incredible experience.
Yeah, there's nothing like being supported by like-minded people who care and are really rooting for you. And in fact, I think I might have shared this with you, but, someone that we know mutually had once pulled me on the side and they just said, can I thank you? Can I tell you something? I was like, of course. And they said, I don't know how you helped Chrissy and you got her and where she is, but as her friends, we are amazed at how well she's doing. And we're just so happy like that she's like living and breathing and doing well, and the kids are doing better. So I don't know if I ever actually shared that with you, but someone
it's funny. I've heard that from a lot of people, and I always tell them that it's due to your class, and that I'm so grateful that I'm living a life of gratitude and not as angry as I used to be, and always looking to be grateful. And that's just such a hard concept because I did lose my daughter. Most people are angry at the world. But I guess I had no other choice, and I really turned things around. And, I'm very grateful to everything that you taught me.
Well, I'd like to thank you for being on the show today, Chrissy. Thank you for joining us. I'm so happy and proud of you and your success and your healing and the radical change, not only for yourself, but your kids. And again, I just really honor you and thank you for being so vulnerable today and so courageous. And, thank you for sharing. I know this wasn't the easiest thing to do. So thank you for helping our listeners today, just by sharing.
Thank you for having faith in me and having me on the show.
I do. I totally believe in you. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
So that's it for today's Radical Change Now show here on the Empowerment Channel at Voice America. But as we wrap up our Ho'oponopono series, we just had 4 weeks of Ho'oponopono, shared with you many times how you can get a free ebook, you can have a one-on-one coaching, you can join our coaching program, or you can have a free Ho'oponopono strategy session. If you're ready to start Ho'oponoponoing, tapping, and getting radical change in your life, your best option is to call Coach Sam at 1-833-447-CHANGE. That's 1-833-447-CHANGE. Don't forget to join us next week as we kick off our second segment on the law of attraction and how to fully cooperate with the law of attraction so you can have everything that you want in life. Have an awesome week.
Thank you for tuning in this week for Radical Change Now. Be sure to join Dr. Mary Oz again next Wednesday at 10 a.m. Pacific Time and 1 p.m. Eastern Time on the Voice America Empowerment Channel. Until then, have the best week of your life.
Thanks again for listening to the preceding program brought to you on the Voice America Empowerment Channel. For more information about our network and to check out additional show hosts and topics of interest, please visit voiceamericaempowerment.com. The Voice America Talk Radio Network is the worldwide leader in live Internet talk radio. Visit voiceamerica.com. The views and ideas expressed on the preceding program are strictly those of the host or guests and do not necessarily reflect the views and ideas held by the Voice America Talk Radio Network, its staff, and management.